Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Caleb Likes Books. Today we've got a TBR for the month of April 2025, which is very exciting. New month starting, get into some new books, all that kind of thing. Fun stuff ahead, hopefully. So before I get into my actual TBR, I do have a couple books I'm going to be finishing up. I do have The Wheel of Time, Book 1, The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, which I am currently in the process of reading. That's a holdover from March. I thought that I might have time to at least almost finish it. I did not. March was a slow reading month for me a little bit. So did not finish that, hoping to finish that in April. That one's probably going to be a little bit slow going, just due to the nature of the book, I think. It's very long, a lot to it, a lot of just words to process. So that's probably going to take me a little bit, but I do intend to finish that this month. I'm also going to be finishing up The Light Fantastic by Terry Pratchett, the second Discworld book, and the second book in the Wizard series. I forget the name of the wizard off the top of my head, but either way, enjoying that so far, but I'm not too far into it. But that one's super short. I think it's under like 300 pages. I think it's like 270 pages, something like that. So that one will be quick. I will try to finish that very soon after the beginning of the month, possibly by the time this video comes out. So we'll see how that goes. But as far as the other stuff that I have on my TBR, everything here is pretty short. I have one comic or graphic novel on this list. I also have what I believe qualifies as a novella, as well as 4 full-length novels. So I have 6 things on the TBR this month, although one of them, is a graphic novel. That'll be super quick. So to get into these, first of all, I have my reread that I'm going to be doing this month. I have been wanting to reread the Witcher series. I reread The Last Witch a little bit ago. And so this month I'm going to be reading Sword of Destiny, which is the second short story collection. I enjoyed my time with The Last Witch. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it the first time. I enjoyed it the second time. And I believe from my memory, the first time I read through this series up to the point I was at, I read the 2 short story collections and I read the first 3 books of the main series. So I'm hoping that through this reread, I can read through those first 5 books and then finish off the series as well. I always finished it up to the point where it's currently published, aside from the new book that's coming out. But to my memory, this was my favorite of the 5 books that I read. So I'm hoping I'll enjoy it. I had a good time with the other short stories that I reread. So I think that hopefully I will enjoy this one as well. Also, I enjoyed the short stories more than the novels the first time around. So we'll have to wait and see if it goes downhill from here or not. But hopefully I enjoy the full novels as well whenever I get around to those. The next thing on the list that I have to talk about is a self-published book. I want to try to do at least one of these every month, and this was one that was sent to me some time ago. It is called Sacrilege by Barbara Avon. This is the one that I think qualifies as a novella, and if it's not, it's a short novel. So this one hopefully should be quick. Seems to be like a horror novel type thing, which seems cool based on the premise, based on the cover, things like that. I think it'll be kind of up my alley. Seems interesting to me, and I was sent this book, so I want to check it out, and hopefully I will enjoy it. The next thing on the list, I will get the graphic novel out of the way first. I have Bloodborne, The Healing Thirst, which is the second graphic novel in the Bloodborne graphic novel series. Last month, I read the first graphic novel, which was The Death of Sleep, I believe is the name of it. I own the first 3 graphic novels, so I want to get through those. Those are pretty quick, easy reads, and I want to get to them because I love Bloodborne. It's one of my favorite video games, and so I want to read the graphic novels. So I'm going to be reading this. The first one only took me, I think, about 45 minutes. So this one will certainly take me under an hour. I'm sure it will be a very quick read. So I figure I can knock that out, get that reviewed and talked about and hopefully enjoyed and all that kind of thing. And it should not take me too long. So excited to check that out. I really enjoyed the first one quite a bit. So we'll see how this one goes. The last 3 books on the TBR are all Star Wars books. I've been wanting to get to all 3 of these really for a while now. And and I didn't really want to put them off anymore, so I figured I'd just throw them all on this TBR, and Star Wars tends to be pretty quick reads for me, so hopefully I can get through these and hopefully enjoy them. I'm going to be reading The Eye of Darkness, which is the first book in Phase 3 of the High Republic. I've been hoping to get caught up on the High Republic for a long time now. That is not going to happen. I was hoping I could finish up the series when the last book comes out, I believe in June, I think. But I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to read this book this month, hopefully get to some of the other Phase 3 books later in the year, and hopefully I bought this book in trade paperback because I didn't want to pay the full hardcover price, and I want to have my collection be somewhat consistent, even though I have all the other books in hardcover, so I at least want to get the Phase 3 in paperback, so I am probably going to be finishing this book after the final book comes out in paperback, which is probably going to be early next year. So it's going to be a bit before I can finish up the High Republic, but at the very least I can start on Phase 3. I've heard great things about this book and been excited to get into Phase 3 because it goes back to after Phase 1, because Phase 2 was a prequel, which I honestly didn't care for too much, but I'm excited to get back to the Phase 1 storylines and characters. And I've heard this is one of the best books in the High Republic series, so hopefully I'll enjoy it. I'm very excited for it. The next one on the list is going to be Star Wars Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad, which was on my TBR for last month, but I did not get to it, so I'm going to be hopefully reading it this month. I've heard this one's really good as well. I read the first Battlefront book, Twilight Company, last fall-ish, I think, November-ish, I think. Did not care for it too much, but as far as I'm aware, this has basically no connection to that book outside of being a Battlefront tie-in. But I've heard great things about this book. I'm excited to read it. Yeah, hopefully I'll enjoy it, and I think it's written by Christy Golden, and I've heard great things about her books as well, so hopefully this will be an enjoyable time for me. Certainly I hope it'll be better than Twilight Company, because that was a book that I read, and that's about where my opinion on it ends. So hopefully I'll have a good time with this one. The last book on the TBR for this month is going to be The Joiner King by Troy Denning. This is the first book in the Dark Nest trilogy. I finished up New Jedi Order last year, and so I've been looking forward to reading Dark Nest because that was the next thing on the list to read. I'm planning to read like most of the big series in like New Jedi Order onwards in release order. Other stuff here and there I'm kind of reading out of order, but I want to read like New Jedi Order, then Dark Nest, then Legacy of the Force, then Fate of the Jedi, and don't really want to read anything in those time periods unless I've already read the big series for those time periods and things like that. So I'm going to be reading the Dark Nest trilogy because that's the next step in the story, which I'm excited to read. I have heard kind of mixed things about this trilogy. Some people seem to like it a decent amount. A lot of people seem to not really like this trilogy, so I'm curious what I'll think of it. I know Troy Denning is kind of a hit or miss author for some people, so I'm curious what I'll think of this book. And either way, I'm excited to finally kind of continue the EU storyline after New Jedi Order, which was fantastic. So I'm curious to see where the story goes from here. I already know a few little details here and there, so I'm curious, especially about Legacy of the Force. So I'm curious to see how this trilogy bridges the gap there. So I'm excited to read this. I'm planning to probably read the 3 books in this trilogy for the next 3 months, I think is how I'm going to do it. So that is pretty much it for my TBR. Let me know in the comments what you think of it, if you've read any of the books before, what you thought of them, if you're interested in any of these, if you're curious to hear my thoughts, which one you're most excited to hear my thoughts on. Whatever your thoughts may be, let me know down in the comments. So that is pretty much it for this video. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.